Welcome to Asteroid Fight Club 2020. And things are upgraded on every level of difficulty, challenges, and obstacles. And I can say, as your planetary defense commander, that the coronavirus has added a real Game of Thrones, winter is coming, White Walker effect, to where the virus is still spreading. The news coming out of China is strange and not to be trusted at all. None of the governments are working well together, and none of the governments seem to have a medium or long-term plan for the people. Now, these Asteroid Fight Club updates are for the best of the best, the coolest of the cool. Sometimes stragglers walk in and they're like, I don't like this, and they walk out. That's fine. So I'll try and do more straight-laced updates later. But, every single day in February, it has been I have to collect the energy properly to communicate the risks and dangers we all face together now in February. And I got to say, I'm not complaining, but February 2020 has been my least favorite month as Planetary Defense Commander, just because of all the situations we got going on. And I've been doing this at a high level for a pretty long time, so if somehow my style is not your style, I'm sure there's someone out there who can suit you unless you're unsuitable. As of right now, 1/10 of the population of Earth is on lockdown. 15 cities in China and one town in Vietnam. So that is next level shit. But in a weird way, I've had a good day so far. And so I'm definitely not losing hope. And I did want to say thank y'all for being there for me every time I needed you. I'm trying to return the favor. That's what I do. Stephen Hicks, storm Dennis approaching the British Isles as seen on a seismometer. Increasing in low frequency seismic hum over the last 24 hours due to ocean activity, not an earthquake. Storm signal eclipsed by seismic waves from Thursday's M7 Japan quake. So yeah, these are interesting times indeed. And in my 7 years here, I've covered a lot of subjects pretty well. And every time I start covering a new subject, like the coronavirus, I do it really well. And I get a new group of haters who are like, hey, we don't like you talking about it. We don't like the way you talk about it. And I was like, oh, tough luck. And they're like, oh, we could kill you. And I'm like, well, I guess get in line. There's a good chance at the end of February weather is going to be crazy. And right now we have Dennis causing us problems. That's not Dennis. That's Mario. Did you see his big hat, though? Man, if you've followed the NASA stereo ahead HO1 camera for a while, you'll know that Venus Earth does some weird shit. I'm vaping again. There's a good chance I might do a guitar beer drinking session tonight if anybody's interested. But yeah, it appears the vaping death crisis is over, but we should possibly prepare for the 2020 version of the 1918 flu. And what Team Earth needs to do is they need to envision and picture where we all want to be 10 years from now together, because there ain't no other way, baby. What I do is do what I do, and what I do when I can is stay positive. Because there's so much happening right now, but what's not happening a lot of is people trying to stay positive. Because God is great, God is in control, and heroic people do heroic things. Rarely lately are governments heroic. No disrespect to any governments out there. What we're looking at now, and possibly unrelated, Henry Chen, PhD, talking about an unusual barrier wall in Wuhan. So, you've got hundreds of millions of people, almost 1 billion people on lockdown, not allowed to leave their house, which causes a major problem. Technically, it's a pause in the supply chain. What we've been talking about here for a long time at Asteroid Fight Club is preventing a breakdown in the supply chain at any time. And so I've been recommending that the United States help China in every way possible, and China and the United States working together. Because by helping China, we help ourselves, because this virus or whatever it is, a tiny little bitch beast from the bottomless pit, another dimension coming to kick the shit out of humanity. Like, we need to work together, just like this was any of the major sci-fi action adventure films that we've seen over the last 40 years. Yes, there's predictive programming that predicts really shitty endings to a lot of this shit, i.e. almost any zombie film out there. But there are also a bunch of sci-fi superhero films where the good guys win and adapt. So now's the time to choose, and I choose badassery. Humans maintaining civilization by figuring it out and working together in the nick of time. Because we got a lot of Asteroid Fight Club style subjects going on. Heat wave, anyone? It sure won't feel terribly warm with gusty winds continuing today, but temperatures this afternoon will be a whopping 50 to 65 degrees warmer than we saw yesterday. That's just impressive. And that's what she said. But the genderless robot already also Mercury retrograde. Storm Dennis. I've seen a lot of storms and can gauge wind speeds pretty well. Some of these gusts touching 90 miles per hour over, I believe, in Wales, which is in Ireland, I believe. It's definitely in Europe. But yeah, this is a big major 914 millibar monster hurricane that is whizzing by after Fujiwara in the North Atlantic and going to cause some heavy rain, heavy winds, and a week of wild rain and weather in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, a lot of the lands out there. Japanese officials report another 3 cases of the coronavirus, totaling 9 new cases Saturday that are not from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. Somebody sent me an email saying that I was a loser and that I should get a real job. And I was like, okay, thanks, but no thanks. I'm really good at the one I have. But thanks for your cold and beautiful prose. It is snowy in some places. It was snowing in Baghdad the other day, which is kind of sort of biblical if you're into that type of thing. Look at that purple sun flare. So not only do we have a pandemic breaking out that could affect and infect 60 to 70% of the globe, we've got our weather kicking back up into like WTF territory, where we're breaking records as everything levels up around us. So I suggest we do the same. Teamwork makes the dream work. And at no point do I want to lose half the population or anyone. Back in the US of A, we've got 195 rivers that are still flooding, even though we've seen a break in the rainy weather, which will persist hopefully until the 18th. And I wanted to say, I spent all of last year preparing everyone for the period that would begin December 15th. Officially beginning at the full moon Christmas eclipse. Remember that? That was a big deal. And so things have been just totally off the rails since. Remember, it's going to continue to get weirder and wilder. So teamwork now, party people. Back over the pond just an hour ago. Only just noticed we got a nasty squall line moving through southeastwards across north of New England, or just England, old England, I guess. Currently giving a pelting to Middlesbrough with biblical rain rates of 155 mighty munchkins per hour. Mighty munchkins being raindrops. That's squalling too. Are you ready? Because there is no time to die. Right now is the time to work together. So the patterns go in peaks and troughs, and we're getting back to peak oceanic weather weirdness in a cyclonic fashion. Hey, this is the tail end of that storm on the 18th. This would be on the 20th. So it's probably going to be an event. Please take a little extra time out to have fun and party safely. Do everything you can to enjoy life in these best of times, worst of times kind of a way. It's never been easier to appreciate what we have as of now. And as I said, I'm so grateful for everybody that we made it this far. But we still got a ways to go. So yeah, the Atlantic is weird, and it's going to probably get weirder. Corey S. Powell reminding us that even though our sun is in a deep solar minimum, that Betelgeuse, which is Orion, one of Orion's stars, something big is happening. It is in some type of a I don't even know. We're having star field issues. It looks like the half star that faded away between January and December of 2019. It's so huge that we can see from its surface 4 quadrillion miles away. We're having star field issues, and so technically nobody knows what's happening. It's a good time for us all to come to the table, try and figure things out, because we're having changes on Earth, changes on our sun, changes in our solar system, and changes in our galaxy. And I firmly believe that if we reach higher levels together, we can adapt to all of this. James Wilson letting us know more rain, heavy rain coming to the flooding concerns of Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and the Southeast. And these problems will persist for 2 to 3 more months, so this collective issue will continue to collect. Dennis is impressive, and we are on maximum high alert just for whatever may come our way. Microsoft pulled out of the RSA Security Conference in San Francisco on the 24th and 28th due to coronavirus concerns. And so now events in the end of February and March are being canceled due to worries that the coronavirus will continue to spread throughout not only the United States, but all across the globe, which we should plan and prepared for until otherwise. And it's best to just assume that Occam's razor, that this was a fuck up because nobody can work together and shit has been off the rails. And so we need to figure out how to stop this bad virus bitch. We got a lot of variables we're dealing with here. And so this is an afternoon update on the 15th. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. And prayer warriors need you more than ever. And just everybody please stay cool and stay aware. And it's a great time to put aside all political differences and start to prepare. We got anywhere from a week to a month before the coronavirus is like the hot button issue everywhere. And then people are trying to figure out, are we going to have to shut down things? For how long? How do we best handle it? And the sooner we have a good discussion about it, the better. And if we wait till the last moment and they're just like, okay, all cities are shut down, then that won't be that great. But it's best, I would definitely buy water, canned goods, talk with your friends, families. If we get into any type of situation like they got going on, and this is across the globe, how would you best handle it? And what can you and your family do to best prepare for it? It's a good time for teamwork and us all working together. Oh, hey, in 2016, terrorism in the U.S. caused fewer than 0.001% of the deaths, but was covered by its newspapers more than any other cause. Cancer and heart disease caused more than 60% of all deaths, but were represented only for 15% of the news. And yeah, terrorism is, right now we're being terrorized by a virus and our own inability to work together. Okay, so have a great weekend. I love you guys. And, you know, it's an up and down roller coaster for me personally, as Planetary Defense Commander, because we have a lot happening and a lot of people, institutions, countries, nations, groups, families are entrenched in the old ways. And the sooner we realize we have to adapt to the new ways of working together, the better. Love you guys. Stay cool. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.